This week in comic books, Marvel teaches us that you can't keep a good villain down. Also, over in the land of Indies, things get a little weird. Like, awkwardly weird. Crazy, awkwardly weird. And in DC, like I said last week, because I didn't realize they were a week ahead of time, they tell us a story we already know. Again and again and again and again and again and again. What's going on, you wonderful weirdos? I'm Pocan Joe, and as always, you're pretty cool for swinging by. Appreciate you swinging by. Hope you enjoyed today's reviews, because, boy, we're going to talk about some good stuff and some bad stuff. So let's jump into it. Now, I've already done my DC reviews for this week. Unfortunately, I didn't realize, because I wasn't thinking, that I made an extra trip to the comic book store, and I was actually picking up a week in advance books. I wasn't even sure if he was supposed to sell them to me. But he did. So if you missed that, right, real quick, the DC books I picked up, of course, I had to finish off my band covers for 1 in 25 for Death Metal. So everything and all the rules of the multiverse have completely been utterly changed, and we're going to get new, fresh, exciting stories coming at ya. Not really. Not really. This is the only one I picked up for the new Future State. This story's been told a couple of times. So basically, Superboy, who's now Superman in this one, in a different alternating universe, has to shrink Metropolis in order to save it. And of course, everybody's upset and mad about it. Superman's already done this. Brainiac's done this. And they've done them repeatedly throughout the years. So it's not really a new, fresh take on the story. Two other stories in here, though. We got Mr. Miracle coming back, who's got a janky suit that doesn't work correctly, apparently. And just to make things even fresher and newer, we brought back the Guardian. Nobody asked for that. Like, nobody. It's basically a cop, a SWAT team cop. It's a SWAT team cop running around the city in his gear. So, not very fantastic. So, yeah. No. But let's roll into Marvel. All right, so some cool things happened in Marvel. So, Amazing Spider-Man number 56. I swore the way they ended the last one that we were going to get another 55 LR BS thing that they've been doing. They didn't. I was wrong. They rolled us right into number 56. But really, they should have just made it an LR. Because, so Wilson Fisk is now involved in all this. Kindred's been trapped. If you don't know who Kindred is, it's Harry Osborn's son. And got him trapped. And the entire thing is nothing more than just monologuing about it. And everything he's done. That's it. Like, that. No real excitement in here. They brought back that Overdrive guy for some reason. I don't know. Pretty lackluster. A lot of monologue about how I'm going to save you and I love you and because you're my son. We can have a normal life, even though you're kind of creepy, looking like Mumbra. I don't know. All right, Eternals number 1. So we rebooted the Eternals and couldn't wait till a better time, right? So this is all them waking up and going back to, if you don't know, the Eternals have a rich, vast existence, right? There's like 100 of them, and then there's like deviants to go along with it and the whole 9 yards. So we get a quick flash of that just to catch you up on what the Eternals are and how they kind of function within the Marvel universe and what their deal is and why they're called Eternal, right? We get that in here, and we get a murder mystery to boot right into it as well, and we get the greatest thrill of all time. That's right, folks. It's been predicted in Thor. We've talked about it. Thanos is back, and it's about time, because we really kind of, after the whole Kindred thing, we kind of need some major villainy going on right now, and we got the Black. We got Null, the King in Black. We got him, great villain, but we kind of need something a little bit more in there. And we're going to get Thanos back. Who knows? Maybe we'll do something really good with that. I'm hoping so. All right, Symbiote Spider-Man. And this one we find out that one of the shady people had taken over the body of Miss Marvel. Which Miss Marvel is this? This is the Rambeau one. God knows we can't keep track of it anymore, but that's okay. This is actually a pretty cool one. I like her. And we also get how we need to make a magical sword. and the Black Knight sword reference in this and how to destroy it. And there's only one person probably in the entire universe on Nowhere. Nowhere, the head of the Celestial. So Rocket Raccoon, Kang, Symbiote Spider-Man, and I'm saying Symbiote Spider-Man on purpose. I know it may be Peter Parker, but I got a sneaky suspicion it's not. I think it's something else. I don't know. We'll find out. And we got Jessica Rambo, of course, and we got Black Knight. We're going to go take off. Well, what we find out is that this is the sister, the blacksmith is the sister of one of my favorite villains of all time, Ulik. That's going to be interesting. He's just one of those characters that you just kind of put in there every now and then when you need a small adventure real quick. Super simple. Comes from the whole Thor realm thing. He's a troll. Apparently their thing is killing their sisters, apparently. But she's a blacksmith doing her thing on Nowhere. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to that. Next, Thor. Thor turned out to be surprising. Not a lot of action, but we're getting a lot of build up to something, I hope, sadistically cool. So we get the motivations of Dr. Blake now. He wants to go around and just basically kill anything that's been Thor, right? Which means Jane Foster. And he found this out while having dinner with her. And, this kind of bothered him. You saw it. He had, the imagination of stabbing her hand. He actually didn't do it. It was all in his head. But he's got to go kill a Thor, right? So he's going to go kill that frog Thor. Yeah, he's going to go squash that frog Thor. That's interesting. I like that. And that's where we ended that one. So, great book. Great artwork in it. I'm really digging this. It's great. I mean, it's almost like all of Marvel's is hanging everything on Kate's to make all the good stuff. Have you noticed that lately? I don't know. All right, next. Venom. Whew. Yeah, I had to get that cover. I had to get that cover. No special covers this week. Weird. Anyway, so what happens in Venom? This one, we find out that even though Eddie Brock died, technically he really didn't. He lives on as a memory inside the Hive, or the Codex of the Hive, right? The Codex gives them the memories of everything that's been symbiote before. So we meet Rex, who was a Venom at one time, but we also get our favorite one of all time, Flash Thompson, Agent Flash Thompson, in this one too. They were able to stay memories in here too, and since they've been Venoms for probably longer than anybody else, maybe they could do some influencing from the Hive to kind of help combat this whole Null thing. I don't know. It sounds pretty woo-woo to me, but I'm going to follow it because if anything, they should be able to do some pretty cool stuff in this kind of dream world that they're living in now. We'll see. Now, I promise you things got weird in Indies, and boy, did they. So, Scout's Honor. This takes place in a dystopian future, way in the future. So far in the future, it's there should be no reason why cars should even be working in this universe, but somehow they do. And basically, somebody took the teachings of something relative to the Boy Scouts and kind of manipulated them into almost kind of a cult. It's a cult. Okay, we'll just go ahead and say that. And come to find out that the supreme writer of their book, or Boy Scout law, is kind of worshipped like a god, right? Or like a Jesus, right? The prophet, if you will. And it's really interesting because one of the things is in order to be a scout, you got to be a boy, and our main antagonist is not. It's a girl disguised. It's Mulan. They're pulling a Mulan in here, right? Papa, can you hear me? Type situation in here, right? It's weird, and it's a big deal for some reason. I don't know why. But come to find out, their whole Ranger Scout thing is a farce. It's a noble lie. There's your philosophy for the day. It's a noble lie. Because the original intent of the program was to take deviant kids from foster homes and make them into like an elite force by instilling them. They got merit badges that you can earn that actually are combat training and kind of brush that new elite soldier up. But then they ended up turning on the leader and killing him. So the Ranger Scouts that he created killed the leader in this, and we find that out in here, and how the whole thing's just really just a noble lie to maintain some sort of organized structure in the future. Interesting, weird, possible issue 2 reader. I'm not sure yet. My comic book store has it. More than likely I'll pick it up, but it's weird. It's the dialogue in here is so weird, and I don't know if it's just a future thing or if it's a just bad writing thing yet, because it's only one issue. All right, next, last but not least, crossover. So we see the Paybacks in here. If you don't remember the Paybacks were kind of like a spoof superhero team that kind of worked on this whole they're so in debt from starting their organization that they had to do things. It's a whole thing. You can check it out on Key Collector app. You can definitely still find their comic books in probably dollar bins. I think they were made by Dark Horse. Yeah, they were made because they mentioned it in here. So we meet them in this kind of Doctor Strange type character. We get talk about the octopus that came in Watchmen. We see Shogun, the robot, moving around that you see here on the cover. This is weird. I don't know if this is a comic book or if this is a game. Hear me out for a second before you're like, really, Joey? You're kind of stretching there. It's a very basic plot point. Point A, point B, lessons to be learned along the way. Right? Subvert expectations, realities, blah, blah, blah. Right? Very baseline linear story in here. But as you read through this, you find yourself caught up trying to, what is this character? What's this character to? What's this character to? Oh, they even showed Madman in here. Right? Madman. Another Dark Horse property. I think it was Dark Horse? Yeah, Dark Horse property. Really cool stuff. Why is my camera doing that? Is there a ghost in front of me? Ooh, there we go. So you find yourself kind of hung up. Like, did I ever read this before? Is this something they made up in the comic book? Like, you find yourself constantly asking these questions while you're reading, or at least me. So I'm kind of confused if this is just like a joke on us. Like, it's really just a game to see if you read any Dark Horse comic books. Aha. Or is this story going to take a twist in some way that might make it interesting? I don't mean make it interesting. It is an interesting story, but I'm kind of waiting for the foot to drop, right? The big twist. Granted, we're only at issue 3, though, but it feels like it keeps building up to something, and then it's like, oh, look, the Paybacks are here. It's like, really? I don't know. I'm still on the fence with this one. I'll still keep picking it up just because of the references alone. It definitely is fun. All right, guys, that's my review for this week. What did you think about it? Comment down below. Did you read any of this? Is there something I should be reading, and for some reason, I'm just missing it every week? Definitely. Also, quick haul video as well since I got here so I don't have to edit another one. Picked up some comic books this week. 2 I found in a dollar bin, and 2 I bought outright. This has been all the talk lately. G.I. Joe number 22, first appearance of Duke and some other characters. Saw that, recognized the cover, went ahead and picked it up. New Teen Titans, first appearance of the new suit for Starfire and Nightwing in these beautiful 1990s disco outfits. Also, I picked up Wonder Woman number 165. This is the first appearance of a cheesy villain by the name of the Paper Man. Yes, the Paper Man. And last but not least, I picked up, let's see here, Detective Comics number 373. That's the second appearance. Gotta get it to me. That second appearance is just as good to me. And this is a rough copy too. But this is the second appearance of Mr. Freeze. So that was really cool. And I got these at a pretty decent price. Actually, I got these at a very good price. I'm very, very happy with the price I paid for those. So that's it. My haul, review, all that other stuff. Stay tuned to the channel. Hit that notification bell. I'm almost done with my project for this week. That's the Lex Luthor ring, and this is in directly related to me being on Mr. Comic 89's show, The Knockout, where I'll get to debate for Lex Luthor. So I decided to make a kryptonite ring that I'm taking to it. So definitely keep your eyes open for that. That should be interesting. All right, guys, I got to roll. This is a short one. Talk to y'all later. Bye.